So my best friend is getting married in 3 days, and she just told me that I'm not invited to the wedding. And to be honest with you, I don't know if I was more hurt because of the fact that she allowed her fiance to make this crazy decision, or the fact that she actually backed him up, like she actually had his back on it. And I say that because it's just like, as us being friends, real close friends, best friends, I was the closest to her out of everybody, out of all the friends. It's like, you gonna let this ride? You gonna let him make this wild, crazy decision? I had already knew just by, like, basically she's begging me, like, please don't show up, letting me know that the wedding, it will still go on, but as far as me, she doesn't want me nowhere around. Don't show up. I didn't even get a chance to even fight for myself, because the minute she said that, all of a sudden she just had to get off the phone. So I'm sitting there shocked. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, wait, is this even real? Like, am I dreaming? I knew for sure I was gonna wake up and tell her, like, you know what? I had a dream that you called and told me that Ken basically said I am banned from the wedding. I cannot show up. And by her telling me, like, if you do show up, she's scared of what's gonna happen to her or the girl that was at their house. So, you know, I'm like, nah, man, I gotta call, like, our other best friend, one of the friends that showed up to the parents' house, that showed up to Ken's house, you know, on our mission to save Kelly. So I call her, you know, if she didn't answer, I text her like, hey, call me back. I got to tell you something. She like, bad, because I got some tea too. She get on the phone to me. I'm like, what's your tea? She like, tell me why I just talked to Ken's ex. And she was telling me everything, like, and it's worse than what we thought. She like, what's your tea? I'm like, tell me why Kelly just called me. And Ken basically told her that I'm not invited to the wedding. I better not show up. And she's scared that if I do show up, something going to happen to her and the girl that she was just telling me about. So my friend like, you know what? Nah, the tea too hot for the phone. That's like one thing we used to do. Like, when the tea too hot, we got to link up. We have to talk about this over food and drinks. It is just, the tea is just too powerful to sit on the phone and text about or to talk about. This in-person tea, and we got to get this out. So boom, me and a friend link up. It was like Applebee's, Chili's, nothing too crazy. It could have been TGIF Friday or whatever. So we link up and we start comparing notes. She's showing me all the screenshots that Ken's ex sent, and she like, we got on the phone and she basically told me from start to finish that Ken is not who he say he is. It's not his real name. He always present himself to be the most perfect man, and you know, he basically like a pick me online. He be like, man, I don't know why girls don't want to be with me. I'll send them $50,000 a day to get their hair, makeup, nails done, whatever. I'm the perfect gentleman. Whole time he's ruined everybody's lives that's come into contact with him, and she has proof upon proof. She showed my friend all type of documents about restraining orders, no contact orders against Ken. Ken has like very extensive stalking. Like, people have been reporting him to be like this creep. Nobody had not one good thing to say about Ken. They even had like a Facebook hate page about the man. It's just like, golly. This man has lived so many different lives. This man has told so many different lies. He changes his name. He changes his occupation. He lies about, how girls in the past have cheated on him and did him so wrong. And he's just this man out here searching for his one true love, because all he ever dreamed about is being the most perfect husband and to serve his wife, and all this whoop, blah, blah, blah. So then she's like, oh yeah, so you know that girl that was at the house when we went over there and everybody was acting clueless as to like not knowing who she was, and she ran out the house? I'm like, yeah, who is that? She was like, tell me why that's Ken's ex. I'm like, what? I'm like, bro, Kelly would never go for nothing like that. They can't be his ex. Like, that's too wild. Like, nah, I just know Kelly would like put her foot down. You know what I'm saying? I know she would stand on business. She like, nah, that's not even the crazy part. They saying that the only reason why she ended up there is because Kelly put something in her drink. Kelly is basically getting girls, whoever Ken want her to go out there and get. She's recruiting girls to come back to Ken's house and doing God knows what after that. But that one in particular, Ken's ex, like, they've been kind of having her on the roster for a while. Like, they have some type of hold on her. I don't know what type of scare tactic that they're using, but the girl is terrified of the both of them. So I'm like, wait, so is that what Kelly's talking about when she's saying like, oh, if Ken goes to the police on her, she's going to be in more trouble, and she did some stuff that, you know what I'm saying, she regret, that she wished that she could take back? My friend's like, look, I don't know what's going on. All I know is you coming to that wedding. Like, that's that. Whatever happened going to happen after that, but nah, you come. If they're going to get married, then you definitely going to be there. So we still talking, we giving out tea or whatever. Next thing you know, she like, hold on, like, this Ken ex right now calling me. Ken ex on the phone, the girl that's been telling us all the tea, and she's like, yeah, if I'm not mistaken, he has a warrant out for his arrest right now, but who knows under what name and all this other stuff. And we like, that's funny because we know exactly where he at. Like, we know exactly where he live. Okay, so I'm like, this easy. This operation, get Ken locked up, call the police on him. That way my friend can like get her space and time to break free from him, and then we can decide on what she want to do with the baby. Kim! My friend wasted no time. She on the phone with the police station right now trying to verify, like, yes, is it a warrant for this man? Did he goes by this name? Did he went by this name? Did he goes by this name? Whatever like that. They let her know, like, yes, that could possibly be some correct information. Like, do you have anything on the matter? She's like, I know exactly where he lives, so you can go ahead and serve him. So, boom, she get the detective the address or whatever, and the detective is like, okay, I'm going to go by whatever. I'm going to go with my people, this, and that. Okay, cool. So we sitting there feeling like we just conquered the world. I'm talking about we happy, we celebrating, we, cheers and shots, all that. Kill. Maybe like an hour later, the detective hit my friend back and he's like, did you give me the wrong address? And she's like, no, like, are you at so-and-so and so-and-so? He's like, yes, I'm standing right in front of so-and-so and so-and-so, but it must be like the wrong house. She's like, why you say that? And the detective is like, because nobody's here. She's like, oh, well, maybe they went somewhere, whatever like that, they'll be back later. He's like, nah, the house is completely empty. It's as if somebody just came in and like everything disappeared. Like, there's not even a rug. There's not a piece of paper in here. Nothing's here. The address that you gave me, the house is completely empty. So let this be a reminder to never fall for the love bombing. Boom. So then it's like, perhaps you already fell for it. You're like, Starian, oh my God, it's too late. I already fell for it. They already did their biggest one, this and that. Well, if you already fell for it, I do have something for you. You good? Go lay down. Put some ice on the eye. You'll be a, but next time though. And no, I'm not apologizing. I'm not sorry. I'm telling y'all right now, sometimes tough love is the best love. Had you not failed for the love bombing, and sometimes it's so obvious, like, let's get a grip. I understand sometimes some people really want to be in love, or they really like this person, or they feel like this is the person they dreams, but you have to use this thing. If you don't have a lot of it, just use what you have left, at least that. Which brings me to my next point. That's exactly what I feel like happened to Kelly. When that moment that we found out that this man, Ken, had literally moved them out of the whole entire house, we don't know where they went. We don't know if she's safe. We don't even know what's going on. I just sat back and I thought about everything since day one that she was telling me. That man came in love bombing like a wrecking ball. He literally knocked her off her feet. She was very vulnerable. She was looking to fill that void from everything that her ex took her through. I felt like Ken used that. He played that as a pawn. And before you knew it, he had my friend right where he wanted her. For those of you that can remember, even in the beginning, remember I said, oh, he did his biggest one. The way that he courted her, the way that he made sure the first day was everything about her, the little compliments. And in the beginning, she would tell me like, oh my God, Ken is so nice. He's so romantic. He's so intentional. He listens to me. He makes me feel seen. He makes me feel heard. How does a man go from that to literally Satan spawn in a matter of 3 months? Mind y'all, it's only been 3 months. Another great point is, remember how at the beginning she would tell me like, oh, Ken just wants to be around me. He just wants to meet all my family and my friends. He says that, he really loves me. He can't be without me. I truly believe that that was Ken's way of trying to make sure just how loved my friend was. He wanted to see how hard he had to work because, yes, her parents very active in her life. Her friends, we show up for each other. We make each other feel loved, all this and all that. He knew that he had his job cut out for him, right? So he had no choice to move her because, yeah, we was coming in and we was coming in hot. We was not going to give up on our friend. A lot of y'all in the comments were saying like, oh, don't save her. She don't want to be saved. Or when the time is right, maybe she'll come around, this and that. I'm just not that type of person. As a Taurus, I'm going to give it all I got. But one thing I can say once I'm done, and there ain't no helping you. It ain't no helping nobody. You can't convince me. You can't talk. You can't pay me to pay it no mind. But at this point, I was just getting started because, Ken, you may have won the battle, but the war is not over. Amen. So mind y'all, it's 3 days before the wedding and the bride and groom is MIA. They're missing. We don't know where they are. Me and my friend literally had to go over there ourselves just to be sure, like, nah, this got to be some type of sick prank. Like, maybe the officer had the information wrong. Maybe he pulled up to the wrong house. Whatever the case may be. We pulled up, y'all, and literally that... He might as well took the grass with him. There was nothing inside of that house. They cleaned. Everything smelled like bleach. Everything was clean. There wasn't even a piece of tissue left in that house. They was gone. So we asking the neighbors like, hey, maybe they talked to you. Like, did you see, like, when they left, like this and that? The neighbor was like, I didn't see anything. They had to have left like in the middle of the night type thing. She was like, I woke up and I noticed that the window, like you could literally see all in the house. There was no windows. There was no blinds. So by them being a nosy neighbor, they went over there to check and literally the same as us, they seen nothing in that house. And I thought that was fairly odd. Ken's ex, the one that has been giving us all the tea, she even was trying to help us and was like, well, I know that his mom lives here. Y'all can go there. I know he has a brother living here. He has an uncle, this, and that. He frequents this place, whatever like that. She even told us where he worked at. And I'm like, what man that has a wedding in 3 days is not going to go to work? You're going to need some money to pay for that wedding. So surely he's at his job, right? Okay, cool. She tell us where he work at. Me and my friend pull up. We staking the place out. We looking for Ken because surely he's going to show up. We pull up to his job. You know what I'm saying? We wait in the car. We talking to each other. We on social media. We trying to take little breaks. Like, okay, let's go get some food. Let's come back. So finally, the security guy come over. He's like, are y'all waiting on somebody? Like, I'm seeing y'all been sitting here for a while. Like, do y'all work here? What's going on? I'm gonna have to get y'all to leave. And we like, nah, we looking for somebody. Like, it's kind of like an emergency. Our friend had went missing. So we just trying to see what information that he knows, because we have reason to believe that he knows exactly where she is. So the security guard is looking shocked. He's like, dang, that's a serious matter. Like, who are you looking for? Maybe I could go in and see, if he's clocked in for the day, if he's on the schedule, whatever. So we say, well, we know that he goes by Ken. Honestly, nobody really, he's changed his name. He has so many aliases. Maybe he's David, maybe he's Emmanuel, maybe he's Fernando. We don't really know for sure. And he was like, just by the way that you're describing this guy, I already know exactly who you're talking about. Okay, so we get somewhere. So we low-key excited. We like, yeah, so, like, is he in there? What time do he be coming out? Like, at this point, we have the police involved. Like, this is like, we telling him, like, it's a missing person case. Like, we just trying to tell him anything so we can get all the information that we possibly can. He's like, well, he's not in there, and he's not going to be in there because we just fired him a couple of days ago. And we like, what? Well, what did he get fired for? He said that one young lady, a coworker that worked there, had accused Ken of putting something in her drink. And when they approached him about the allegations, he said, I don't have time for this. He clocked out and left. And that was the last they saw of Ken. So boom, he put something in my friend's drink. And it only made sense once the security guard told us that it was coworkers at Ken's job that was saying, like, he would do weird stuff, like invite them over, say, like, oh, he was having like a party or a little get together. They would get there. They would be the only ones there. He'll be like, you know what? I guess nobody else is showing up. Like, let's drink. Like, and I'm not sure if where Kelly was at this time, but he's saying, like, this stuff is pretty recent. I was like, maybe, is it like last 3 months recent? He was like, yeah, like one coworker said that she went over there the other day type recent. I'm like, dang, how is he getting away with this? And Kelly, like, sitting right there. But anyway, the security guard went on to say that Ken was inviting girls over and, letting them drink. And next thing you know, the girls fall asleep, don't remember anything happened. Some of them even reported about having pains down there and stuff like that, about how they couldn't really prove it, but they just knew that, he did something. They knew that he touched them, whatever the case. So that brings me back to when Kelly first went on a date with Ken, and she was saying, like, at first she was keeping in touch with me, letting me know the play-by-play, cool. All of a sudden, she disappeared, and I'm just like, that's not like her at all. One thing about Kelly, she gonna give you updates. It's like if she's not texting you, she's tweeting about it, she's posting about it. Like, after they got to his house, she completely went MIA. I told you I was like the next day, and she was like, oh my God, I'm sorry. Like, I'm just not waking up. And she even told me, I don't remember what happened last night, but, let Ken tell it, I had a ball. Everything was cool. I had fun, this and that. She's like, I woke up. I don't think he even tried anything. Like, like, this man is a 10 out of 10, whatever the case. Mind you, the girl that was at Ken and Kelly's house, I guess at that point, when she woke up, she was like discombobulated, as if somebody had put some in her drink, as if she was on something. Remember, I kept telling you, she just looked like she was on something. I wasn't sure what was going on, but I knew something was going on. Also, a great point to add, I know my friend Kelly, and after all those years that we was friends, I have never seen her drunk. She's like a real, like, cutesy drinker. Like, she just drinks for the vibe. She drinks for the aesthetic. Once she feels herself getting a little buzz, she instantly, like, cuts off. You cannot persuade her to drink. You cannot bribe her to drink. So I'm thinking back, like, dang. And she was telling me, like, oh my God, I got so drunk. I got so messed up. I've never even heard her talk like that. Ken put some in my friend's drink. So boom, the security guard was like, well, let everybody tell it. He lived like maybe 10 minutes from the job up the street. And we telling him, like, oh, we already went to that location. They have cleaned shop. Nobody's there. Like, the house is completely empty. So at this point, we don't know where he at. So that's why we here at the job looking for him. So the security guard like, dang, that's all I got. I can't help you any further than that. He's like, last I heard, they said that he's about to marry some dumb girl that's doing everything for him. That's like helping bribe the women, whatever like that. And so, like, I pray for him. Like, bro, that's our friend. Like, that's our friend. You just called our friend dumb. Like, come on, stop playing like that. All right, so he like, well, I'm sorry about that. I hope everything turns out fine with your friend or whatever. If there's anything else that I could do, like, feel free. If there's any information I could probably help you get, whatever. But he couldn't help us out any further. Cool. So we driving away from Ken's job, and we just wondering, like, where do we go from here? Meanwhile, one of our other friends hit us up, and it's a key point to add that this is the same friend that lives in the same apartment complex as Kelly. So she's like, hey, guess what? And we like, what? She like, Kelly here, and it looked like she cleaning her apartment out. Boy, put the pedal to the metal. We doing 80 and a 60 ticket right now. The friend, like, I'm literally looking out my window and I'm seeing her, like, she got like a small little moving van thing. And so she's just throwing stuff in the van, like, it look like she in a rush. So we like, look, don't approach her, because I'm sure she knows when you see one friend, the rest of us is not far behind. So we kind of want to ambush her type thing. Like, we need to just catch her in the act so that she don't have time to run. Kill. So we're asking our other friend, like, do you see Ken? Is Ken anywhere around? She's like, no, I feel like Kelly's by herself. Like, I just been watching her, like, go in the house, grab stuff, throw it in a little moving van, then go back and, like, you feel me, like that. I'm like, okay, cool. Keep an eye on her. If push come to shove, don't let this girl leave. I swear, every time you're trying to get somewhere, 1,000,001 cars want to either drive slow, hop in front of you. The red lights they stay red for a whole hour. Like, bro, it felt like it took forever in a day to finally pull up to Kelly's apartment. Mind you, it's like around 5 o'clock. It's rush hour. People getting off work. People getting out of school. All this and all that. So I'm just like, bro, please, we have to catch this girl. Like, I feel like this is going to be our last resort in trying to save her. So, boom, we get there. Kelly is still there. We still see the moving van or whatever. We see her apartment door wide open. So we running up the stairs. We like, Kelly, she looking so shocked. She's like, oh, my God, is everything okay? Is it? We don't know. Is it? So immediately I'm like, yo, forget the small talk. What is going on? I'm like, Ken is not who he say he is. It's a lot of girls that's reporting that he gets them over to his house. He puts some in their drink. His ex told us all the tea on him. You do not want to be with him. You can figure out what you want to do with the baby. But as far as marriage, I don't think you should go for it and do all of this. I feel like you know about him. You know exactly who he is. So we don't even understand why. Like, I'm just going off like I'm trying to hurry up and get my facts out because I don't even know how much time I got. And yeah. So Kelly's like, please, please, please stop. Like, honestly, I don't want to hear this. Like, I don't feel like all of those things are true. Come on, you're hearing it from an ex. She's probably mad because Ken doesn't want her anymore. Who want Ken? Nobody want Ken. That's why you have to put stuff in the women's drink. Nobody want him. He had to go the extra mile just to get somebody to chill with him. Like, it's not that. Y'all, once again, Kelly is like under a trance and she's defending Ken with tooth and nail. Like, I cannot say anything without her having something to come back and say, oh, well, I don't feel like this is true. Oh, that's he say, she say. Where's the proof? We don't have any evidence of this stuff. Like, this is crazy. Da da da. I'm just like, look, there's literally a warrant out for his arrest. We went to that old house. And by the way, where did y'all move to? She's like, oh, we just wanted, more privacy. But, bodies getting married. We didn't want everyone knowing where we live. This, and that. Mind y'all, Ken is purposely inviting people over to their house. So it's just like, he the one that's blowing up the spot. So I'm like, Kelly, bro, what is wrong with you? You don't look well. You acting crazy. You're not even talking the same, this, and that. And so my friend kind of like nudged me. And I'm like, looking over at her. And so she pointed to Kelly's phone on the counter. And Ken is on the phone. Like, the phone is on speaker, but Ken not seeing nothing. So he listening to everything. So I'm like, oh, okay. So I see what this is. So Kelly peeped that we see the phone. And so instantly she's like mouthing, like, no, like, I'm just looking at her like, wow, the smack. So at this point, I am just standing there because I'm just like, okay, what am I to do? I don't know how dangerous this man is, or I don't want to put my friend in any more trouble than she already may be, because I know he's pissed on the phone and he's hearing about, like, yeah, we know you're not who you say you is. Yes, you have a warrant out for your arrest. Yes, you lame because you got to put stuff in women's drinks to get them to kick it with you. So it's like I can feel him through the phone. He's fuming. He's on fire. Like, his blood is boiling. So I'm looking at my friend like, what do you want to do? At this point, the whole entire room is quiet. Next thing you know, you hear Ken saying, hello? Are they still there? Hello? So we just looking at Kelly looking at us, and I'm just like, say something, like, let him know that at least, like, you still alive. Ken is like, hello, Kelly, answer me. I never want to have to call your name 3 times. You need to answer me. Let me know. Like, okay, whatever, I'm on my way. Kelly still didn't say anything. She just looking at us at this point, like, tears starting to roll down her eyes. And we just like, bro, what is it? Like, what's going on? Ken on the phone. Ken like, you know what? You ain't saying nothing. I promise you, I'm on my way. And whatever happens when I get there, that just happens. You know you're in trouble. You just broke a rule. And I don't play that. And he hung the phone up. As soon as he hung the phone up, Kelly was like, y'all gotta go. Y'all gotta go right now. Like, yes, this man is very dangerous. Like, I'm telling you, he always keeps tabs on me. He's been on the phone the whole entire time. Like, he's been monitoring my moves. I can't do anything. I can't say anything. She's like, I'm not crazy. I just can't get out of the situation. We like, why can't you get out of the situation, Kelly? Like, this is what we're saying. We're here to help you. The police is on your side. We have so many witnesses that can back up and corroborate your story, everything. Like, it's easy. Like, we got your back. Like, what's holding you back? So then my friend that's been standing there quietly, she finally interrupts and she says, I feel like the reason why you can't leave Ken is because maybe you have a hand in doing whatever Ken is doing too. Like, maybe you are playing a part. Maybe a lot of stuff that's happening to these girls, maybe it's some of your fault too. So you know that if you do anything to, like, backdoor Ken, then you'll be going down with him. Yes? I ain't gonna lie, she clocked that. Boy, she was clocking that up. That was a good clock the T. Because the minute she said that, Kelly really had no choice. She's just like we already knew. But at the same time, you are friends, so we still just trying to help you make sense of this all. Like, Kelly, what happened? Like, what did you do? She finally says, okay, it's not all Ken's fault, but I do feel like the stuff that I did do was because of Ken. Like, I felt like I was literally, like, he made me do it. I literally had no other choice. It was under, like, intimidation. He would, like, say certain things. I wouldn't be myself. Like, yes, I do feel like he put something in my drink as well. I just can't prove these things. So we like, okay, tell us more, because you're telling us, like, about Ken, but, like, what did you do to play a part in all of this crazy stuff? She's like, listen, y'all, we can talk later. Ken is on his way. He gonna be here any minute now, and I'm not sure what this man is capable of. I've seen him do some very crazy things. You think we worried about Ken? Boy, Ken gonna get mixed in a blend in this. Hey. So my friend interrupted her again. It was like, Kelly, we not going nowhere. Like, honestly, we've been waiting on you to talk for months at this point. You always say you're going to tell us what's going on, all that, and then you just go ghost. And what y'all going to do? Move? Like, nah, that's not what's going on. We don't know where you at. We don't know if you're safe. And at this point, you look scared of him too. Like, that's not what's going on. So you need to speak. While we trying to get the truth out of Kelly, Ken is constantly calling the phone. He blowing it back off that phone. Kelly not answering. So then he finally texted. He was like, I'm 5 minutes away. What are you doing? Why aren't you answering? He texting in all caps. This man is livid. We ain't worried about him though. I tell my friend, like, go ahead and call the police. Like, tell them to come to the apartment. That way they can be here when Ken be here. And honestly, that's one less problem we got to worry about. That's one step closer we get to saving our friend. Like, I don't care no more. At that moment, Kelly gets very ridiculous, starts falling on the floor like, oh my God, please, no, don't do that. Please don't call the police. Please just listen to me. If y'all love me, if I'm really your friend, you wouldn't do this. Please, no, don't do Ken like this. He doesn't deserve this. This is all my fault. This is all my fault. This is all my fault. Child. Our friend that stays in the same apartment complex as Kelly, she calls the phone. I'm answering. I'm like, hello, what's up? She's like, you'll never believe what I just did. I'm like, what? She's like, I went to the leasing office and I told them that, I wanted to surprise Kelly because, she moved into her new spot or whatever. Can I get the forwarding address? She was like, they gave me the new address to where her and Ken's supposed to be moving to. What I tell you about my friends, one thing about my friends, they don't play that. Inspector Gadget. Yeah, be right there. I'm talking better than the FBI. I'm telling you right now, don't play with them girls. They not. At this point, I was low-key emotional because here I am thinking that the nightmare is finally about to be over. And everything that Kelly was going through was finally going to come to an end. I'm like, you know what? Ken is on his way. The police are going to pull up. They're going to arrest him. And at this point, we can start back, building our friend up, giving her life back. But boy, was I wrong. Here we are standing in Kelly's empty apartment, and it's like she keep trying to go out the door. So my friend was like, hold on, like stand in front of the door so she won't leave. So me and my friend kind of standing back to back, and I'm trying to just talk some sense to Kelly, like, Kelly, we're not letting you leave, so stop. Because at this point, she's screaming, and I don't know if she's trying to get the attention of, like, neighbors. I don't know if she's trying to put other people under the impression that we're trying to hurt her, but y'all, we was not touching her. We were literally just standing in front of the door so that she couldn't leave. We knew Ken was on his way. Worst case scenario, she sees Ken, jump in the car with Ken, and we don't really know where to go from there. Although we did have the forwarding address to where they was going to move, I was not willing to take any more chances. At this point, I was exhausted. I just wanted it to be over. Kelly is literally pulling on the both of us, like pulling on our arms, pulling on our clothes, trying to get us away from the door because she keeps trying to go outside. Next thing you know, the phone start ringing, and immediately my friend go dart for the phone, and so did Kelly because, of course, it's Ken calling. It's always Ken calling. But unfortunately, Kelly grabbed the phone, answered it. So Kelly and my friend, they low-key tussling over the phone. Like, at this point, they, like, on the ground. I'm like, hold on, like, calm down. She's pregnant. We don't want anything happening to the baby. Ken's on the phone like, what's going on? What they doing? They fighting you? What's going on? I'm almost there. So Kelly yells out, no, don't come. The police on their way, too. At this point, my friend yells out, she pregnant, but that face ain't, and, it did give a little, slappy slap. But I instantly was trying to be the voice of reason because, okay, at this point, we never was those type of friends. We didn't fight. We barely argued. I told y'all, it was a peaceful little friend group. You know what I'm saying? We went out on our little dinner dates. We had girl nights. Everything was cutesy. Everything was demure. When did it ever turn to Royal Rumble? We not on that. Meanwhile, little old me is trying to break it up. And finally, it was a boom, boom, boom at the door. The police opened the door, whatever like that. So I'm like, okay, fine. Like, I run to the door, open the doors to police. Kelly is immediately in distress, like, oh my God, please help me. They're attacking me. And, everybody already breathing out of breath. Kelly's hair is messed up. My friend's hair is messed up. I'm looking like a goofy goober. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it is easy to assume that, yes, we was in the apartment rumbling. So the police is like, all right, everybody separate. Whose apartment is this? Kelly's like, this is my apartment. He's like, what's going on? Kelly's like, I don't know. I was here, trying to move in some things. I'm going to be moving houses. They showed up very aggressive, very like trying to tell me what to do and stuff. They're not happy with some of the decisions that I'm making. So instead of talking to me about it, they jumped on me. Kelly, nobody jumped on you. Come on, y'all. I would never do no stuff like that. The police instantly told me and my friend to step outside. They closed the door and the police officer began to talk to Kelly about, still to this day, I really don't know what, to be honest with you. We also was talking to an officer that was on the other side of the door, and we was basically telling them, like, Ken is this man that y'all want. He has warrants, this, and that. We just had a detective show up to his old address, but of course he cleaned out the house. He's no longer there, this, and that. And so basically the police officer was telling us that we didn't have enough information, that he had no idea, who they was talking about, who we was talking about. There's so many people in the database, this, and that. It was a mess. So we just like, bro, we have solid proof. He was just on his way here until she told him to turn around, this, and that. Everybody's upset. Everybody's heated. She's like, listen, y'all gonna have to leave. This is her apartment. If she don't want y'all here, then y'all cannot be here. I'm not sure really what's going on, but she's grown at the end of the day. If she's saying that she's not in danger, if she's saying that she does not need any help, if she's saying that everything is okay, then we have no choice but to believe what she's saying. She then goes on to say she doesn't seem out of her mind. She seems very well put together. She seems like she knows, what she's talking about. No mental illness, whatever like that. But I'm like, you don't understand. Like, we have buku witnesses that could be able to tell you that this is not her. The way she's been moving for the past couple of months is very scary. We have reason to believe that this guy is like literally manipulating her. He has something on her because this is not her behavior at all. Even our other friend that stayed at the same apartments that Kelly stayed in, she finally like came over to the crib and was like, what's going on? Even she was trying to explain to the police officer like the same thing that we were saying, y'all. They was not trying to hear. They're like, listen, if she does not say herself that she's in danger, that she needs any kind of help while we are here, this, and that, we cannot move further with no other, investigation and stuff like that. She's like, I understand maybe you don't like the person that she's with. I'm like, but this man is a monster. Like, he's literally known for doing stuff like this. We're trying to help y'all. The police, they barely do their job. And no, you feel me, no shade to the police that's watching. You know what I'm saying? Y'all cool, you feel me? Especially if you're watching me. But I'm saying a lot of these police officers, they real lazy on the job, and I feel like they don't want to do something until it's the point they can't do anything. Like, you just let it go too far, and now nobody can do anything about it. Neither here nor there though. But anyway, Kelly finally comes out of the apartment, and the officer asks her, like, hey, would you like to press charges on them or whatever? Because, she is pregnant, and, they did do a little tussle, and Kelly was like, no, I just want them to stay far away from me and to stop contacting me and to stop showing up places that I am, and the officer was like, all right, well, this is y'all fair warning. Y'all heard the lady. I understand that y'all, was friends and y'all really care about her, but she's grown. You have to let grown people do grown things, this, and that. Like, if she calls again and you guys are around her or, in her vicinity, whatever like that, then you guys will be going to jail. Straight up. So at this point, I'm heated. I'm like, you know what? Let's just go. I'm pulling on my friend like, Kelly, I love you. Like, you my girl. But, like, as soon as all of this is over, I'm going to need that from you. Like, I'm going to need that. Like, I'm going to need that. Like, point blank. So the officers told us to leave, but they was going to hit us with trespass or whatever. Me and my friend, we leave, we get in the car, and it is just like both of us, we just don't even know what to say. We cannot believe, because it's just like, she had the opportunity to be helped. Why didn't she reach out for that? Like, she had the opportunity to get away from him. We just did not understand how it came from us to trying to save her to us being the enemy, to us being the bad person. It's just like, I just could not understand why would she do something like that. Honestly, I was distraught. My friend was very upset. She could not believe that her and Kelly had a tussling. Like I said, they never been those type of friends. They always been very soft to each other, very sweet on each other. And I felt like her feelings was very hurt, not only because of they like fight or whatever, but because Kelly literally just told these folks, like, leave us alone. Her and her fiance, she wants us to leave them alone, stay out of her life, let her do her thing, stop showing up places, this, and that. Like, basically keep our distance. I'm not gonna lie, like, that can hurt, especially when you friends with somebody. Like, dang, so it's really like that? Dang. So we pull up to a red light or whatever, and we still just kind of going back and forth about the situation because we still in disbelief. Next thing you know, a car pull up beside us, start honking the horn. So we like, what? Who is this? Ken rolls his window down. We looking like, what do you want? He like, man, stop looking like that. Y'all better cheer up. Y'all got a wedding to be at in a couple of days. See y'all at the wedding. And then he pulls off. I have to accept the fact that I have two choices at this moment. One, give up on my friend. Let it go. Let her be with whoever she want to be with. Let whatever happen. Just walk away. Or two, go to jail. It was not going to end any other way. The way stuff was going, like Ken basically torturing us, Kelly basically trying to distance herself from us like we was the problem. I never seen her get this aggressive with Ken. I've never seen her, you know what I'm saying, have the same energy towards Ken. So it's like to have it towards your friends when we're not trying to do anything but help you. Somebody going to jail. And quite frankly, if you ask me, orange my color. Like, I be wearing orange, and every time I be wearing orange, you know what I'm saying, I be getting compliments on wearing orange. I like the color orange, you feel me? A little orange jumpsuit ain't never hurt nobody, you feel me? Mind y'all, it's just 2 days before the wedding, and Kelly just basically put a restraining order on us. She told us to stay away from her, don't show up, don't say anything about what she got going on, all of that. And it's just like, dang. So, not gonna lie, seeing Ken drive off after he just told us, like, oh, see y'all at the wedding, ha ha ha, I felt defeated. I don't know about my friend. I felt like she was honestly emotional because, like I said, her and Kelly did quote unquote fight. So me and her was like on a different type of time. I was just like, you know what? Forget it. Like at this point, this has been going on for months and months on end. It's like, I've never been in this type of situation, so I really try not to speak on it. But it's just like me, I would have been walked away. If I was Kelly, I'm not going to even allow you to think you about to treat me like that, let alone be in this type of situation. So it was hard for me to understand, like, why won't this girl just stop? Kelly comes from a good life. She comes from good parents. She's very educated. She has degrees. Before Ken came along, on Kyle, on Crib, on whatever, like everything was just, you know what I'm saying? She was that girl. I was just done. So we kind of riding in silence. My friend not saying nothing to me. I'm not saying anything to her. Then she's like, hold on, Kelly's mom is calling me. I'm like, well, go ahead and answer. At this point, well, like, what is it now? I feel like every time somebody phone ring, it's something about Kelly. Like, I was just completely over it. She got on the phone. Her mom was like, hey, what's going on? Kelly just called me. She was crying. She was very upset. She said that you guys are at her house and you guys jumped on her, this, and that. We telling her, like, that is not what happened. We would never do no stuff like that. We was let her know the updates on Ken, about him not being who he say he is, about him putting stuff in women's drinks, all this, all that. And then the mom was like, what are we going to do? We tell her we can't do anything because she basically just got a restraining order on us. We was ordered to stay away from her. It would be trespassing if we showed up at the wedding, My friend did say, like, but, we do have the forwarding address of where she is. So if you want that, we could just give it to you. But at this point, our hands are tied. And the mom was like, you know what? I would like to just go by and see. I just want to know if she's safe. She's like, that's what's really getting to me the most, because I'm not knowing the situations where my daughter is in, not knowing where she's at. Like, it's hard for me to sleep at night, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, all right, cool. We gonna go scope out the area. But after that, we have to let it go. Like, at this point, I just did not have it in me no more. So the mom was like, yes, I could ride with you guys. Like, we could just all go over there, maybe ride by. So it was my friend driving, me in the passenger side, Kelly mom in the back seat, my other friend that stayed in the apartments, and Kelly's cousin or something like that. It was just a guy, just so we could have a guy with us, just in case something weird was gonna pop off. Kim. All right, so we all linked up, we on the way, and we discussing the plan. We just like, listen, we just want to ride by and see how Kelly living, see how she doing. No one wants to go in. We don't want the police call. We don't want her to find out that we even know, whatever. The plan is the plan. Everybody agreed. Kim. So we ride through the neighborhood looking overly suspicious. We got the lights cut off. We riding slow or whatever. We coming up to the address, and you could tell that they just not moving in because they didn't even have the blinds hung up. But you could also tell and see that there was people inside of the house. So the cousin was like, nah, we need to park. Like, this neighborhood, like, I feel like we look obvious, whatever. Let's park. Let's kind of walk down so we could just walk by the house. That way we get a better view anyway. And nobody won't, call the police on us, because we was definitely just like creeping through. And it's just like, on some who that. So we park. It's probably like a 3-minute walk from where we parked at, whatever. So we getting up to the house. And we see Ken, like, sitting on the couch, but we see 2 girls. One is under his left arm, one is under his right arm. And we thought, like, that was weird. So we just kind of looking for Kelly. Girls keep coming out. Girls coming out the bathroom. Girls coming out the kitchen. Girls coming out the room. We don't see no Kelly, but we see Kelly's car outside. So we definitely know she's here. So the cousin was like, nah, I'm impatient. Like, I'm not finna just keep sitting here. Like, maybe she in there, maybe something wrong. I'm like, wait, but maybe she sleep. Let's not jump to conclusion. Like, the cousin was being hot-headed. I'm more so just trying to figure out, like, hold on, like, let's not blow our cover. So before he just runs off in there, we finally see Kelly come out the kitchen, and she, like, holding place. Like, she passing out the place. It's like, is she in there playing housewife? She in there cooking for everybody? Woo, woo, woo. My friend even pointed out, she noticed, she's like, hey, ain't that same girl that was in a bed that one time we went over Ken's house? And like, yeah, she was there too, y'all. It was just so weird because honestly, everybody looked like they was on some of that bad stuff, to be completely honest with you. Everybody moving in slow motion, everybody eyes low, everybody just like a bunch of goofies, including Kelly. So Kelly gets done passing out everybody's plate. Like I said, it's Ken and there's like 6 other girls in that house, y'all. So she kind of sits down off to the side. She don't have no plate. She not eating, which I felt like it was weird because she was definitely a big bag. We was all foodies. That's one of our favorite things to do as friends. We go out and get food together. Cute. Ken kind of like takes a few bites off his plate or whatever. Then he throws the plate on the ground and he snaps at Kelly, points down to the plate and tell Kelly to pick the plate up. And Kelly almost ran over there to pick the plate up. We like, nah. He got that one messed up. But we all just standing there watching in disbelief. Like, even Kelly mom started to cry a little bit. You know what I'm saying? My friends is consoling her, like, it's gonna be all right, it's gonna be all right. So I look around, I'm like, wait, where'd Kelly cousin go? Like, mind y'all, he was like in the back of us, like kind of like watching our back. So all of us, the women, we was kind of in the front watching the house. But when I turned around, I'm seeing all my friends. I'm seeing Kelly's mom, but I'm not seeing Kelly's cousin no more. So I'm like, bro, where's this man at? So the mom was like, maybe he walked back to the car because at this point, this was very hard to watch. This is one of Kelly's favorite cousins. So, maybe he just couldn't stomach seeing her like that. But I'm like, nah, that man didn't go back to the car. So we just still kind of looking around from him. We still looking at the house just to see what's going on. Next thing you know, the lights just went black. Shut up. You hear screaming, like everybody screaming like, oh my God, stop. Should I be worried? Absolutely. But was there a little part of me that was finally glad that somebody got their hands on Ken? Like, his time was coming. He been made his bed. It was time for him to lay in it. I just didn't think the cousin would be able to do it. Honestly, the cousin didn't even come off as being that type of person. But you know what they say about the quiet ones, or the ones that don't look like they gonna buck? Those the ones you gotta watch. So while we was on the outside looking at Kelly and Ken, just trying to figure out what was going on, because like I said, everybody was moving like they was off something. This man had snuck around the back, cut the power off, went in the house, and I mean was laying hands and feet on Ken. All you heard was Ken being like, stop, chill out, what's going on? And all the girls really weren't doing nothing but yelling. This man was giving it to him. I mean, just really BTA. Or B2B, if you will. Belt the booty, for those of y'all that don't understand what BTA mean. No exaggeration. It literally went on for like a good 3 minutes. And so we outside like, should we go in and stop? Should we, you know what I'm saying, just call him out? Like, what's going on? Because we didn't want him to, unalive Ken. Like, that'll be a bit much. But at the same time, he deserved it. You feel me? He deserved it. So finally, you can hear the commotion stop. The cousin runs back out the house, comes meet us right there beside the house, and was like, all right, come on, let's hurry up and get out of here before they figure out it was us. Mind y'all, this wasn't the plan at all. All we wanted to do was just make sure that Kelly was in a nice, safe environment. Sketchy environment, yes, but we didn't even plan to do all this. But I mean, everything happens for a reason. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So, boom, we get in the car, and we ride back to our destination. We just talking about how we cannot believe that just went down. How, we didn't hate him for that. Like, honestly, everybody was in support of, what he did, stuff like that. Next thing you know, Kelly's mom like, hold on, my phone's ringing. Kelly's calling me. Kelly get on the phone, y'all, and she's distraught. Her mom put it on speaker. She's like, Mom. The mom's like, what's going on? Are you okay? She's like, no, somebody just came in the house and they really beat Ken up pretty bad. It's honestly bad. He's bleeding, this and that. I think that his jaw is broke. It was just horrible. Her mom was like, well, who would do something like that to Ken? And Kelly was like, I'm going to be honest with you. Ken has a lot of enemies. Like, he has a lot of people on his bad side. I mean, Ken is on a lot of people's bad sides, whatever the case may be. So she's like, I have no idea who did it and what for, but I'm just letting you know, just in case something happens to me. I'm not gonna lie, that did make me kind of sad, because like, dang, this not for you. You ain't supposed to be catching these strays. This for that mind that you with, yeah. So Kelly on the phone just crying her eyes out, crying. Her mom's like reassuring her, like, Kelly, you can always come home. Like, no one's mad at you. We will always love you. We will always be able to support you. Kelly's mom still proceeds to say, hey, I don't want anything happening to you. I'm not sure what Ken has going on or even who this guy is, but so far it's just been a lot of bad news. And she's like, Kelly, you're worth more than that. You know your worth. You know what type of woman that you are. Never let a man, you know what I'm saying? Never let a man dim your light. Basically, her mom was just speaking life into her the whole time on the phone. I really appreciated that. So they got kind of quiet on the phone, and Kelly's mom says, so are you really sure that you want to go through with this wedding? Because mind you, yes, you can get a divorce, but it could be a process. You don't have to do this. You can kind of stop it from happening, etc., etc. And Kelly's like, Mom, you don't understand. I literally have to do this. I don't have time to explain. I don't even think that you would understand that. But she's like, trust me, if I didn't have to do it, I wouldn't be marrying Ken. And it was moments like that. It's like, I know Kelly is in there somewhere. It's like times where she would make so much sense, and then times where she'll go airhead on me, and I'll be like, bro, what's going on? But as she was talking to her mom right there in that moment, I'm like, bro, this is Kelly. She's sounding like herself. She's making a lot of sense. Her mom's like, look, whatever it is, you have our full support. We'll do whatever to get you out the situation. No matter if you did something bad, you could be honest, this, and that. Like, don't worry. Like, we're your family. We love you, this, and that. Kelly then says, Mom, I got to call you back. He's calling for me. I love you. I just wanted to let you know that if anything happens to me, whatever, some people are after Ken. Ken is not making, good friends with people, whatever. I'll talk to you later. The phone hang up. So the good news is they have no idea that it was us. Unfortunately for Ken, he has so many enemies. He crosses so many people. He does so many people bad. He don't know who it was that came for him. And that was good on our part. But at the same time, y'all, I was feeling bad for my friend. And I know y'all be like, you should give up on her. I would have been this and that. But it is so hard when you really love somebody and that's just not the life. You just see so much better for them. I didn't see that Kelly being with Ken was something that I just never even saw to begin with. So it was hard for me to accept. So after that wild night, we just decided to take a time out. Kelly's mom said that she would still try to reach out to Kelly, still try to get through to Kelly. She would do everything in her power, because even she knew that if Kelly went through and married Ken, that it just wouldn't be a very good decision for her daughter, whatever the case may be. Everybody went home. You know what I'm saying? We just like, okay, we're just going to cool it. We'll get together tomorrow and think of some game plan, because we still on Operation Save Kelly. Kill. So I wake up the next morning. It's a lot of notifications on my phone from an Instagram account that I don't follow, that doesn't look familiar to me. They inboxing me like, hey, please call me back. They're calling me on Instagram, like blowing my phone up. They're like, hey, we need to talk. This is an emergency. And the last message I saw said, this is about Kelly. So I'm like, bro, who is this? So as I'm DMing them back, like, who is this? They're calling me again. I answer, and he's like, hey, this Ken, I don't know how to tell you this, but Kelly missing. Never in a million years would I have ever thought that I would get a phone call saying that my friend is missing. Especially coming from her fiance, soon to be husband, a guy that has blocked me on Instagram, a guy that has been literally mind controlling and manipulating her and others, a guy that just all around is probably the worst pick that she could have ever picked for herself. I would have never thought that. But you want to know one thing? I had no doubt in my mind that as soon as Ken got on the phone and he's talking like, oh my God, I don't know where she is. Do you guys know? Is she with you? Immediately, I blocked everything that he was saying out because in my mind, I was sure that he had something to do with it. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. Mind y'all, I had just woke up. You know how you wake up and you check your notifications on your phone? So this was hitting me kind of early. I think I was still in that stage of trying to figure out, am I dreaming or is this real life? Like, am I going to wake up and tell my friends like, hey, I had a dream that Ken called me stating that Kelly was missing, or is this real life? So I got up, I started walking around the house. I ran my hand under some water. Ken is still on the phone talking to Malamini. He's like, well, she was just here. I don't know what happened. He's like, somebody broke into my house last night. They got me pretty bad. I'm not sure if they was like coming for her. He's like, I woke up and then she was gone. I don't know where she is. I have to find her. The wedding is tomorrow. He kept mentioning the wedding. Like, bro, she's missing. There's a missing person. All you can think about is your wedding. All you can think about is locking her in to the point where she can't say no. She can't get away from you. I thought that was sick, in my opinion. He's telling me about how he tried to file a missing person report, but they said that it has to be, I think, 24 to 48 hours, something like that. He's saying that she had friends over. Mind you, these are not her friends. These are girls that I don't know if he's been recruiting. I don't know if they work for him. I don't know what the deal is. All I know is these girls don't know Kelly from a can of paint. But he's like, nobody seen her. Nobody heard from her. I'm asking all of them. I'm like, so she just vanished in the middle of the night. All those people you say was over your house. You said it was like you and 10 other girls. Not one person noticed that she slipped out or if somebody came and got her. Nothing. Like, there's just nothing there. Every time I ask Ken a question, he's like, look, we can't worry about that right now. Just please help me find her. I'm worried sick. I've been around her like almost every day for the past 4 months. This has never happened. Like, do you know where she is? Like, did she tell you not to tell me? So I said, why would she tell me not to tell you? If everything was good with you guys, if there's no issues, anything like that, why would she tell you not to? Why would she tell me not to tell you if she was with me? Mind y'all, while I'm on the phone with Ken, I'm texting my friends in the group chat like, yeah, y'all, Ken, I'm on the phone with Ken. He says that he don't know where Kelly is. Kelly is missing. Kelly is not at the house. Like, so does anybody have any insight on like what's going on? Like, let me know what's up. I feel like in that moment, I was trying not to panic because low-key I was in shock because it's not really registering to me that like she is missing because in my mind, again, this is not like Kelly. Although the past few months, Kelly has did multiple things that's not like herself. I'm just like, nah, I don't know what Ken's purpose was, but I'm like, he just pranking. Like, I can't believe this guy. So I told Ken I was going to call him back. Let me get on the phone with my friends. Let me get on the phone with her parents. Let's see what we about to do about my friend Kelly being missing. So boom, I get on the phone with my friends first because honestly, I'm really not trying to alert her parents, especially if this is not the case. I'm sure the last thing that you want to hear as a parent is that your child is missing. You don't know where your child is. So I'm like, listen, let us get this together first. Let us see what's going on. Is she really missing or is she just running away from Ken? I get on the phone with my friends. They like, look, we've been calling her phone. The phone is off. The location, of course, it's been off since, she moved into the new spot with Ken. They're like, yeah, the social media is deleted. There was literally like not one trace of Kelly at all whatsoever. So an hour had passed at this point, y'all. Ken would not stop calling my phone. He's like, do you have an update? Like, what's going on? Do you guys know where she at? And I'm just like, bro, chill out. Like, just chill. Like, let us figure something out. At this point, it's time to tell her parents. I told my friends, like, look, I don't want to be the one to tell her. I don't know how to say it. At this point, I'm still registering it. So my friend, I felt like, you know what I'm saying? She's very good in that type of, like, she's the type to let you down easy. She's very comforting. She's very consoling. I feel like she always know the right words to say at the right time. So boom. We had Kelly's mom on the phone. She's like, yeah, Ken contacted Star earlier this morning, and basically Kelly is not there. The first thing Kelly's mom said was, thank God she got away. Like, she got away. And it's like, yeah, but at the same time, we don't know where she is. Her mom said these words verbatim. She's like, well, although we don't know where she is, my main concern was getting her away from that man. Like, I'm not sure what's going on, y'all. It's almost as if Kelly's mom wasn't really worried. And so I'm not going to lie, that did raise my suspicions too, because if I was a mother, you just called me telling me you don't know what my child is, this, especially when we just seen my child not even 24 hours ago, I would be inconsolable probably. Yeah, I would be losing my mind, I'm not going to lie. It even caught my friend off guard because mind you, I told y'all, she's always the one knowing what to say. She's always the one knowing what to do. She's like, yeah, so do you have any idea where she could be? Kelly's mom was like, nope, I don't know where she could be. I don't know where she is. It's like, bro, if Kelly is over there, can you let us know? We're not going to tell Ken. Like, we team Kelly. You know how much we don't like Ken. So it's like, Is she over there? She's like, I don't know where she is. I don't know where she's going. She's never, the last time I saw her was when we all saw her. That's the last time I heard from her on that phone call. She's like, I would try to reach out or do whatever I can. But honestly, I'm just glad she's away from Ken. At this point, Kelly's mom passed the phone to Kelly's dad. We talking to him. Next thing you know, in the background, we hear like, hold on, who is this outside? Y'all, Ken done pulled up to Kelly's mom and dad house. You can hear him in the background yelling like, where's she at? I know y'all got her. Where's Kelly? Where's Kelly? Where's Kelly? Dad is like, I'm telling you right now, if he come in here, I'm going to put something hot on him. You know. If he come in this house, I'm going to put something hot on him. And honestly, I mean, that is trespassing, you know what I'm saying? We do have the right to stand our ground, you know what I'm saying? That's the law. I totally understand that. But my friend on the phone, she hollering out. She like, look, call the police. The police looking for him anyway. Just call the police on him, make him go away. Nobody has time for this. Our main concern is finding out where Kelly is and, finding out if she all right or not. So in my mind, I'm honestly thinking like, look, Kelly's mom and Kelly's dad, they're both, two old men and women. Like, where's Kelly's cousin at? Like, let's get Kelly's cousin over there because honestly, last time he did do some damage towards Ken. We still on the phone. You can hear Ken ripping through the screen door. At this point, he's messing with the deadbolt. The mom is like, look, he's trying his best to come in here. Like, we don't know if he's going to hurt us. We keep telling him we don't know where Kelly is. You can hear Ken telling them, like, look, if y'all don't find Kelly, I'm going to take my own life. I didn't want him to take his own life. I just wanted him to leave my friend alone. So the fact that Ken was standing outside Kelly's house telling them like, hey, if I don't hear from her in a certain amount of time, I'm going to end it all. And it's going to be her fault. And it's going to be you guys' fault too. Mind you, at this moment, Kelly's parents are saying they don't know where she is either. Ken keeps trying to make his way into the house. We told them to call the police. We still worried about where Kelly at. We feel like the parents not really, like, it's like they care, but they really don't. Her mom's like, basically, oh, I don't know where she is, but I'm just glad that she's away from him. And something just didn't sit well with me about that. Also, something that was going through my mind, because of the fact that I just felt that the only reason why Kelly was missing was because of Ken. If Ken was to do something to harm himself or take himself out, I feared that we would never know where Kelly was or what happened to Kelly anyway. So I'm just like, come on, y'all, like, don't tempt him because, Kelly's dad started saying, well, do it. If that's what you want to do, go ahead and do it. You ruined my daughter's life. She's not who she is. Like, she looks sick, this, and that. I felt like Kelly's dad was just like trying to tell Ken, like, go ahead and do it right now. He's like, I have something in the house that can help you out with that. Like, are you sure? Like, go ahead and do it. Nobody will miss you. Like, he was just kind of like low-key like, do it type time. My friends was getting very frustrated with Kelly's mom because they're asking her like, hey, if you know where she is, like, can you just tell us if she's safe or not? You don't have to tell us where she is. At this point, we was trying to like completely be an understanding of the fact that her mom felt like she couldn't trust anybody, or maybe she thought that we was working with Ken, or maybe she blamed me for even being the reason why her daughter had even met Ken. But at the same time, we're just like, look, if you know something we don't, make us aware of that, because we low-key getting worried. Then Ken is outside like you guys' house, you know what I'm saying? He's swearing that he's about to do it, this and that. Like, let us know. Her mom stood firm, was just like, I don't know where she is. All I know is she's away from him, and that's enough for me. So while we're trying to get answers from Kelly's mom, my phone starts ringing from a private number. And at first, I'm just kind of staring at it. I'm like, let me answer the phone because it could be anybody. I get on the phone. Hello? Who is this? It's quiet. Nobody's saying nothing. So I keep saying, hello. So I finally was just like, Kelly. As soon as I said the name Kelly, I heard somebody like blow into the phone like, so I'm like, Kelly. I say it again. So I'm like, hello, who is this? Nothing. Again, I say, hey, is this Kelly? So I'm trying to tell my friends, like, look, I feel like this Kelly on the phone. I'm like, hello, like, are you okay? Let us know if you okay. Nothing. So even my friend was like, Kelly. All you heard was blowing in the phone. So we tell Kelly's mom and dad that we about to come over there because we literally believe that Kelly just called the phone. At this point, it was just a blow. I don't know if that's like a cry for help, or I don't know if that's like just sitting clean, like, I'm okay, like, don't worry. I didn't know what was going on. So we on our way over there. They said that Ken had finally left. I'm not sure if he knew that the police was on their way or what, but the police pulled up. All that they could do was give him the address that we went to last night. Really, that's it. They've been playing like a game of cat and mouse with this man. Not sure why it's so hard to catch just this one person, but neither here nor there. So we pull up to Kelly's mom and dad house, and at first, it's like she didn't even want to let us in. And we like, bro, like, what's going on? You was literally just with us. We've been communicating with you, telling you everything. We've been trying to save Kelly just as well as you are. Why you treating us like the enemy all of a sudden? Low-key, we started going back and forth with Kelly's mom because we don't get it. How all of a sudden we not on the same team? Like, why you acting weird? Why you acting shady? So the dad finally was just like, like waved us in, like, come on in, like, don't worry about it. Everybody emotions is all over the place. Like, yes, the mom don't know who to trust. She's not sure, you know what I'm saying? And I get that. Like, I don't blame her for that. But at the same time, stop treating us like that. So we in the house and we going over plans like, okay, like, where would Kelly be at? Like, this is my friends and us discussing it. Kelly's mom and dad kind of sent back. So we just like, bro, y'all obviously know something. Like, can you tell us? Like, so we could be all on the same page. We trying to put plans together and stuff like that to save Kelly. And y'all just kind of sitting over there with y'all arm folded, watching us, making it obvious that y'all know something that we don't. So at this point, the environment is extremely hostile. Next thing you know, we hear a knock on the door. We thinking maybe it's the police officers because when we pulled up, they were still there. So I'm like, maybe they got some more questions. We opened the door, and it was that same girl that was at Kelly's and Ken's house. Remember, y'all, back in the beginning, that was laying in the bed. She was at the door, but this time she looked completely sober and like she ready to talk. So we let her in the house. We like, hey, what's going on? Like, do you know any information about Kelly? Like, is she okay? Like, kind of talk to us. And so she's like, all I'm allowed to really tell you is this. And she's like, because at this point I have to protect myself, I have to go into safety and all of this other stuff. So we like, yeah, what's going on? She's like, Kelly isn't missing. Kelly has a plan, her and Ken. Basically, Kelly's gonna run off. Ken's gonna meet her somewhere so that she can get away from y'all. Ken's whole like thinking that Kelly is missing and all this other stuff is just to like kind of throw y'all off, when really he knows exactly where she is, because they're gonna meet with each other and proceed to get married and go from there. Kelly's dad then speaks up and says, well, Kelly called us this morning and said that she was going to go, like she was going to go away. She had a whole getaway plan, and she was going to call us to let us know when it was going to be safe for us to come around and see her. So how could that be? Also, now y'all want to start dropping information about Kelly when y'all trying to act just as clueless as us, but neither here nor there. Keep talking, girl. So she says after somebody had broke in and got a hold to Ken the other night, Ken basically was just telling them like, hey, look, we moving out of this house. Me and Kelly going to go off and do our own thing. He really didn't care about what the other girls was doing. It's just going to be him and Kelly to the end of it. So everybody else is going to have to find somewhere to go, find some other place to be. Like basically they would no longer be under his care. She also said another thing y'all should know. They already got legally married at the courthouse. The whole wedding thing was just supposed to be for her family and friends to come and I guess witness it and know it in real life. Ken is that type of person where he just wanted to put it in y'all face anyway, but they been tied the knot and went to the courthouse and did it that way. Like she already like signed off on it or whatever. So technically right now they are married. So I got to asking the girl, like, how you even come about anyway? Like, what were you doing over there the first time when we saw you? Although she didn't know that the time what I was talking about, she was like, I don't even remember seeing y'all. She was like, but honestly, Kelly approached me on some wanting to be friends stuff. She then told me to come back to her place or whatever. That's when Ken came out of the room. And by that time, she had already been drinking and she felt like something was slipped in her drink, but she didn't want to take Kelly as that type of girl. But she says that she felt like Kelly put some in her drink and basically Ken and Kelly had their way with her. Oh, brother. There's going to come a time in your life where you're going to have to choose, although you like it or not. And when you do choose, because eventually you will, you have to make sure you make the right decision, because once you cross that line, you have to stay there. So on this finale of the story time, we're going to see if Kelly made the right decision. Before I even tell y'all, before I go any further, drop in the comments, do y'all think she chose us or do y'all think she chose him? So boom. When the girl came over Kelly's mom and dad house, she was basically telling us like, hey, look, they're all distracting you. They're just, trying to throw y'all off because they're going to run off somewhere into the sunset together. Ken is lying about Kelly being missing. He knows exactly where Kelly is because they've been plotting and planning on getting away from y'all because he told us like, oh, y'all hate him. Y'all don't want them to be together. Y'all keep trying to sabotage their relationship. Meanwhile, Kelly's dad said when they talked to Kelly, Kelly was saying how she was going to get away and disappear. She just needed time to herself. She's okay. Don't worry about her. XYZ. So we just all standing there looking confused. We back at square one. At this point, y'all, we have been chasing after Kelly. We have been begging. We have been pleading. And you can look around at everyone's face and tell that we're just exhausted at this point. The dad was like, nah, there's no way she could just tell me that and not mean it. He's like, well, maybe she's just trying to get away from Ken. And the girl's like, listen to me. They have no intentions on breaking up. They will be together for a very long time because of the things that they have done. So we was asking the girl, like, tell us more. Like, maybe there's still a chance that we could save her. She was like, if I was y'all, I just wouldn't waste it. She's not going to listen. Ken has her by the throat and he does not plan on letting her go. They have been doing things together that, she says that she's scared to speak on because at the end of the day, she has a life to live too. She doesn't want to live, looking over her shoulder because Ken made it very clear if she goes running her mouth about anything that has happened while she was around them, that he was going to come back and do damage. But then the mom says, well, the wedding is tomorrow, so that's going to be our last chance to try to, save Kelly. The girl interrupted her and was like, there is no wedding. They were just telling y'all that to throw y'all off because they needed more time to sneak away. Kelly's mom like, I just can't believe my daughter would do that. And the girl's like, that's not your daughter when she's with Ken. And I felt that because I'm like, dang, I felt like that wasn't my friend when she was with Ken either. Throughout the whole story, I'm like, dang, Kelly acting like somebody I never knew. Kelly acting brand new. I don't know why this isn't like her at all. Because when she gets around that man, it's like she's a completely different person. So now everybody questions is like, do you have any idea where they could be going? And she's like, I don't know. With the way Ken rap sheet is set up, he know he's wanted. He know he has warrant out for his arrest. He knows that he can't really go to too many states because he's already done bad things and messed up over there. But she honestly thinks that he's just going to go out of the country or whatever. And then him and Kelly is going to be happily ever after. And yes, although I was exhausted, I still was just not trying to give up on my friend because I'm like, there's no way. So immediately, all of us just started texting Kelly. We started calling Kelly. We started leaving voicemails. It didn't matter. We felt like this was our last chance. And I felt like deep down inside, her parents knew that the girl was right too. They didn't want to believe it. They didn't want to be seen like, they was lying and stuff like that. But I really felt like in that moment, they knew that they had lost their daughter. The only thing we had left to do was put in a missing person report for Kelly because at this point, I mean, what else can we do? We let the people know that we felt like that she was in very deep danger because of who Ken was or whoever this man really is. I mean, and so we put the report in or whatever, and it just went cold after that. We didn't hear anything. Of course, the wedding didn't happen. We didn't see Kelly. It was just dry for a whole month straight. We would constantly keep in contact with her parents, just in case, like, maybe she called y'all, like, maybe she, whatever. Because I was saying, remember how she called the phone? Every time I said her name, she would just blow on the phone. I knew that was her. To this day, I still think that that's her. What's crazy is every month after that, it's like everybody would get phone calls of the blowing in the phone. We would pick up from the private number, from the no caller ID, and all we hear is in the phone. The mom started getting it, the dad started getting it, myself and some other friends started getting it too. So it was just, we all just assumed that it was Kelly, and that even though we didn't know where she was at or how she was doing, at least she's still alive. Like, I felt like that was our little light at the end of the tunnel. That's what we was holding on to because, I mean, what else do we have? We had a detective on the case that was actively looking for Kelly, actively looking for Ken. Every time we would check in for an update, he has nothing. And I always thought it was so crazy because Kelly would do things like let me know or give me some type of hope that, yes, she knew what was going on and yes, she was plotting to get away. But the whole time, this is what you do. Like, I really couldn't believe it. For the first, couple of weeks, I was sick to my stomach because I'm just like, bro, there is no way. It wasn't a sick, because I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't feel like something had happened to her. I just could not believe that she ran off with that man. Like, that was really it. All right, so boom, now we at a year later, still no Kelly, not word from her. We still getting the phone calls with the blowing in the phone, but nothing to saying that, hey, I'm Kelly and I'm fine or whatever. Nobody's spotting her. There's still no sightings of Ken, whatever the case may be. One morning, I'm on Instagram just doing my, scroll. I get a DM from you could tell they just made the page. They didn't have any followers. They didn't have a profile pic or whatever, but they sent a picture to my DMs. I open my DMs. I look at the picture, and it's a picture of Kelly, Ken, and a newborn baby with the sentence under it that says, hey, stop worrying about her. She looks better with me anyways. I screenshotted the picture as fast as I can. I called Kelly's mom. I was sending it to the mom, the dad, all of my friends. Like, y'all, look, this got to be Ken. He being weird again. He just DM'd me on Instagram. It's a picture look, it's Kelly. Kelly's alive. It's a picture of the baby. It was just a really emotional time for everybody. We just couldn't believe it. Got in touch with the detective and let him know, hey, this is what I just experienced. I don't know if y'all could do much with it. He's like, hey, what's the Instagram? I went back to the message or tried to get back on Instagram, and the whole page was deactivated. It was gone. A month after that, Kelly's mom called us crying on the phone. She's like, hey, I just heard from Kelly. And I'm like, was it the normal breathing in the phone or was it actually something? She's like, no. She's called. I picked up. I said, hello. Kelly said, hey, you're a grandma now. I love you. I miss you. I'm okay. And she hung the phone up. She also contacted one of my friends around her birthday, told her happy birthday. She loved her. She missed her. She's okay, and hung the phone up. Nobody could get Kelly to stay on the phone for longer than 10 to 15 seconds because she would say whatever she got to say and hung the phone up. And that's just how she communicated until this very day. I know a lot of y'all was asking me, was me and Kelly still friends? Did we communicate? I mean, if it's her calling, just saying, hey, I love you, I miss you, I hope you're doing fine, I'm okay, and hangs up the phone. But other than that, still do not know where she at. Still don't even know the name of the baby. Still don't know about her well-being, any of that. She does her little quick 10, 15-second check-ins, and then she disappears for a month, maybe 2 months at a time. So, yes, if you guessed that she chose the man, she definitely did choose the man. And it's sad, but what do I know? For some odd reason, I do feel like that, is a little possibility, a chance that one day she will wake up and realize that the way she's living, what she's doing, the way that she even left. I'm not, if you're going to be with him, fine. I don't even care at this point. But it's the way you left, how you did it, how you left your parents just literally at a crazy emotional state. You could have did better than that. I don't understand the whole disappearing and going off, to be with this man, whether y'all living out the country. I don't know where y'all at, but it's y'all don't got to make it that weird. And of course, I always think about if only I would have never just told her about this thirsty guy that was in my DMs, just wanting to take her out on a date and wanting to love her, wanting to do all this other things with her, because that man was plotting from the jump. He waited and he waited and he begged until he finally got the chance, and he ruined every image that we possibly had of this girl. So although this is the end of the story, this is not the end, I feel like, for Kelly. I'm still very hopeful that one day we're going to get a phone call saying, hey, come get me. Hey, I need help. Hey, I'm coming home. All of that, just because that's just what I believe. I'm extremely disappointed in Kelly, but it's like sometimes I still try to be understanding, because it's just like we have always been supportive from day one. Even y'all was saying throughout the story, like, oh, I would have been gave up on Kelly, or I would have left her on her own. I would have just let her be with him. But it's just like we've always tried to be so supportive. We always tried to be so soft with her. I mean, yeah, the cousin didn't have to go to the house and do what he did and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, we never stopped fighting for her. So one thing that it's really hard for me to understand is how she did what she did. Like the way that she did, it was so cold. It was so cold-blooded. Having her sneaking that she's coming back to us, that she's, ahead of her game, that she's not going to let Ken, like, do this and do that, all to just vanish. And still just kind of like breadcrumb us throughout the whole thing. Like, just calling first the breathing, and then she's finally saying, I felt like when she had the baby, I felt like she was missing her village, which was us. Which I felt like that's what made her finally start talking like, hey, I love you, I miss you, I'm okay, this and that. I don't know. I've thought about this 100 different ways, and it's just like all I could do was just pray for her protection, pray for her direction. And yeah, one day pray that she finally wakes up and comes home, because I still know the Ken ain't gonna stop. 23 days straight, and y'all, I'm finally done with Vlogmas. Vlogmas is over. Y'all been really supporting me. Y'all been encouraging me, all the comments, all the likes, and I really do appreciate that. And we finally made it. Tomorrow's Christmas Eve for those who celebrate. Merry Christmas for those who celebrate. Happy New Year's and all that. I'm really wishing all you good things to all you good people. Thank you so much. Y'all won't ever understand how much I really thank y'all for holding it down. Of course, I'll be back with more story times, but for now, I'm just going to kind of, enjoy my time with my family, my friends, my loved ones, and I'm just going to go into the new year with all positive vibes, and I'm wishing, all good things on myself, too. I'm claiming good things. There's so many other things that I have in store for y'all, so please keep following along. Make sure y'all follow me on Instagram, subscribing to my YouTube and all that, because 2026 going to be something different, I'm telling you. I'm not going to lie, although I was getting super duper tired, you guys really got me through Vlogmas, and so this is my gift to y'all. I hope that you guys enjoy your gifts. If you haven't go to my YouTube, you can check out more story times, some that I haven't even posted on YouTube, and I really hope that we all just enjoy ourselves and we go into the new year getting everything that we deserve. So until then, we'll meet again for the next, say it with me, story time.